Hello, everyone, and welcome to this portion of Love Mama Con. I'm telling you, I'm just thankful for Monica for this platform. And when I grow up, I want to be like her. Okay. So I'm Zaneta Wooden, and I am uh, an author. I wrote Unleashing the Power of Forgiveness. However, this time we're going to talk about loving who you are after you have forgiven you. So, what is forgiving you have to do with leaving a legacy to your children? So, if you really look at legacy, what is the legacy? What is the most important? Hi, Monica. Thank you for joining. What is the legacy that you can leave for your children? It's a good question. So, the things that I came up with that people answered is that one is the business, one is money, one is house. One of the main ones is that I don't want my children to work anymore, and I want them to have a life that they can live on their own. So those are good. Those are really, really good. And how about let's take it a little notch higher? Okay, the best legacy that you can leave your children is you. Yes, you. So, how does that tie in with forgiveness? If you look at your grandmother, if you look at your mom, those that have passed away, both my grandmother and my mom had passed away. And they didn't leave much. They didn't leave the legacy that, we look at today. They didn't leave enough money. They didn't leave anything like that. But what they left was them. They left their their tenacity, their their impeccable ability to forgive. I saw that with my mom. I know that my mom and we were estranged, but I looked at her today and my God, she lives in me because of her forgiveness. So I look at her and I'm looking at, okay, so I forgave all of those that wronged me, that hurt me so bad. How am I to love myself now? Sometimes we think that when we say we forgive, that's one and done. No, that's a myth. It is a myth. Forgiveness is not a one and done deal. Forgiveness is an ongoing process. Until today, I still have those triggers. You all know what I'm talking about. We have those triggers, even though it's not the same person who's doing something to us that gives us that anger or that hurt again. It's the same situation, but a different person. Those are called triggers. So when we find those triggers or when we realize those triggers, that's what we can do. We can grab those and grab the legacy that the mom left, that our grandmothers left, and see how they left that legacy for us to continue on to be a great human being of living the life of forgiveness. You have to forgive yourself. Sometimes we look at grandma, I'm like, why are you allowing this to happen? And then we look at mom and say, you shouldn't take this. But then, you look at the forgiveness portion of it, and it's like, oh, I get it now. I get it. Forgiveness starts here with you. So you have to forgive yourself for allowing yourself to even get into that position. So what am I saying? What am I? How am I? What am I talking about? So this is what I'm talking about. Sometimes we don't forgive ourselves because we allowed ourselves to get in a certain position, or we had said something or done something that we know that we shouldn't be doing, but then we ask for forgiveness, but then we bash ourselves because I'm better than this. Why would I do this? How did I find myself in this position? So those are the things that you have to really look at. Learn from it. We are human beings. That's number one. We have emotions, and sometimes our emotions get the best of us, but don't let it control us. That's what you can do when you have gone for after the forgiveness and now you're forgiving yourself. So, yes, thank you for your comments. Yeah, no, forgiveness is not a sign of weakness at all. It isn't. Actually, it's a sign of greatness. It is a sign of strength. It is a sign of control. Sometimes when we think about certain things that happen in our lives and we say, never again, that's going to happen. No, let it come, because we're gonna experience a whole bunch of stuff, the same things that made us angry, the same things that hurt us. It's just different situations and different people that we encounter. But how do we handle it? Don't say never again. Come on, bring it. Let's see how I have grown from this. Let's see how much I have loved myself enough to not put myself in that same predicament. Or what is the predicament? Not the situation itself, but how I react. Because I love myself so much that when somebody is watching, they're going to see, wow, I wouldn't have reacted like that. I would have, I would have said something. No, because words from outside hurling at you, you have to give it permission to enter you. So love yourself. Love yourself enough to have those words or those hurtful comments or whatever to say, you know what? No, you're entitled to your opinion. And I thank you for that, because now I know how you feel. Now I know where you're standing. Now I can actually take myself and say, okay, so this person reacted this way towards me when I said this, and it was negative. Now I love myself enough to say, I'll deal with you a different way. I will handle you a different way. I will love you a different way. I will laugh and joke with you a different way. So, those words coming from outside, you have control over that. Is that an aha moment or what? Sometimes we take things to heart, and people can say a whole bunch of stuff, but it does not matter unless you take it in. A water can't enter you unless you drink it. Same thing with words. Same thing with different reactions. Same things with bad comments or how people interact with us or things like that. So love yourself. Love yourself enough to do what you saw in your mom, to do what you saw in your grandma. You've heard those arguments with mom and dad. I know you have. Some of you have. I know I have. But you look at mom and mom is still happy. Mom is still doing the things that she's doing. And you're kind of confused as a kid. But she's leaving a legacy. You're seeing what she really is leaving. She's leaving what you are supposed to do when adversity hits you. So if there's any questions, feel free. I know I talk about forgiveness, and I know that I have a book out, and I usually coach people one-on-one because certain traumas are meant to be one-on-one coaching. It is not meant to be a mastermind kind of thing, because it deals with the heart. It deals with how you see yourself and how you put yourself down and how you compare yourself to others. So it's a barrier that needs to be broken. That you need to see yourself as um, as someone who is so wonderful, as someone who has overcome adversity. If you look at the past that you have, experienced the heartache, and you're still here, You're still smiling. You're still having your own business. You're still writing a book. I mean, come on. Isn't that is a great, great, great example of a human being that has tenacity, that has just an ability to overcome adversity. So don't look at yourself over one instant, over the past, over what happened. Learn from it, take it, and teach yourself, hey, I won't do that again. But if I do, I'll know what to do at that present time. So don't 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 look at the past as a failure, but look at it as a way to build yourself. We always, look at mom and how she cooks and her different recipes, and we as now mothers ourselves, we want to duplicate mom's cooking. And how do we do that? Through trial and error. That's how we do it. You got to continue, continue, continue until you get to the point that, you know what? I don't need to measure anymore. I don't need to, we just go ahead and just eyeball it, kind of thing. That's what it is. So when an adversity comes again, when something rises up again, then you're like, oh no, I got this. I got this. So love yourself. Love yourself enough to not allow any kind of negative, any kind of, things that situations that would cause you to, like get offended. Am I saying that, am I all of this in a bad? No, no. I still have a reaction, but I don't let it out. That's what I've learned. On the inside, I'm like, mm. But on the outside, okay, oh, all right, thank you. No, 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 you have your own opinion. I understand, I understand. But inside, I'm like, what's she? Then afterwards, I'm like, okay, I have to learn that not everybody's gonna like me. Not everybody's gonna be my friend. Not everybody is going to follow me. Not everybody is going to read my book. Not everybody is going to, get on board with my business. Nobody, not everybody. So for those that do, I'm appreciative. But for those that don't, we're cool. We are so cool. And for those that don't want to, be a friend, we're cool. We can be acquaintances, but I can still help you in your business. I can still be a friend there when you need me. We don't need to be buddy buddies. Just because you don't follow me or no, that there's too much love that we have to give rather than not giving it at all. So remember this. Remember that forgiveness is not a one and done deal. It's a process. You have to constantly remind yourself that you are worthy of love, that you are worthy of great, great things that God has in store for you. What is the best legacy you can leave your children? Because believe it or not, children are watching. They're watching your reaction. They're watching how you answer. They're listening to you when you're on the phone. I get too excited sometimes when I'm on the phone and I have to realize, oh, my kids are listening. So I have to, look at that. So be the example that your kids um, would want to be when they become adults, when they become mothers, and they can look back and reflect, man, mom, mom took it like a champ. Mom took them blows, but didn't knock her down. Mom, she was tenacity in everything that she did. She had her own business. She wrote her own books. She put her life out there. That's the legacy. Leave you. You are the legacy that the children would love to have. Not just the children, but your friends, your family, the world. When an icon passes away, what do we say? Man, he made a difference in my life. You don't even know him. You don't even know her. But her music touched me. Her book, her movies, things like that. That we get we are impacted by these people that they left their love. They left. That's the legacy that we need to leave. Is you, because you're the best person in this whole world that the world would love to have. Thank you so much again, Monica. I really, really just, I'm amazed at you. Um, you have an ability to just put people together, and that's a legacy that you're leaving. Um, like what I said, I want to grow up being like you. And that's the legacy that, that is her vision. It's amazing. It's amazing that you have fought against COVID, and we're supposed to be seeing each other, together and hugging each other. But you know what? You made sure that this platform is still available for all the world to see, and for us to be an example of what love mama really is, and that we can be able to share and have that legacy and leave that legacy. So I want to thank you for that. So for those of you that would like to get in touch with me, Monica has my information, and I'll leave it in the comments after this video. And for those that have not read my book or have not heard about my book, you can go to Amazon and get it there. It's Unleashing the Power of Forgiveness. And for those of you, I know, Monica, this is the first time that you're going to hear this, but my workbook is coming out. And also because of the different things that we think about legacy. Um, I also started another company with a partner, and it's MVP, which is manuscript, voice, and publishing. So we're in the works for that. So, contact me if you have any questions or anything like that. So if there's any questions on the comment, I will look back at it, or if there's any comments and things like that, that I would also re-engage with you after this live video. Again, to loving you after you have forgiven you is the legacy that you can leave your children and leave with your family and friends, and ultimately the world. Thank you so much for tuning in. I thank you, Monica, for this 2 days. It's just an amazing platform. I love you guys. Bye bye.